And so as I was holding him up, I looked at my friend, and he just grabbed his back and laid him down. He's completely healed. You know, I want it to be the culture in this church family to expect miracles. And if you don't deliberately establish the culture you desire, then what you're hoping for goes wayward. I hope that encourages you and your house and your family. And if you feel like, man, I'm behind the curve on that, today's the first day of the rest of your life, so go ahead and begin to implement that now. But I want to clarify or bring some understanding to some of the things that he said for all of you this morning. He said that I had a word of knowledge, and basically I don't want that to sound, I can't find the word. You know the word I'm trying to say? Mystical? Thank you. You can preach for me in the second service. Mystical. I don't want that to sound mystical, because when you receive a word of knowledge, I want it to, hey, that's what that is. And I believe all of you have had a word of knowledge from the Lord. You just don't know it. You ever been talking to somebody and you're like, you are lying to me. You probably said it in different words, like, you are full of it. How do you know they're lying? How do you know? You got, the amount of proof you have is gots, nothing. But there's this fleeting thought, you're lying. In the same way, that's how the Lord will speak to you. It says, and if we're not careful, we'll miss it because it's so quick, so fast. And so we mentioned that I had a word of knowledge. It was just a quick thought. When I sat down on the front row, I had 3 quick thoughts. I'm like, God, if that's you, those people are going to get healed this morning. If it's not you and I'm talking to myself, then there's instant accountability. Nobody's going to raise their hand, and everybody knows I was talking to myself, and I'll apologize for that. I was doing my best. But then he said that I held his hand. I told him to hold my arm, and I think I do it different every time. But while I was praying with him, I said, just hold my arm. And if you feel God touching you, I just want to know. If you feel heat, if you feel trembling, if you feel cold, I just want to know. I just want to know. Because our physical bodies are going to respond when the Spirit of the Lord touches us. I believe most of you have felt that before, without even realizing it. In Job chapter 4, verse 15, Job says this, and I felt the Spirit of the Lord graze past my face, and the hair on my body stood up on end. Wave your hand at me if you've ever felt that before. That's the Spirit of the Lord. But when a person is being healed or delivered, you can amplify that much more. So when he needed healing, I said, I just want to know if the Lord is touching you. Half of the people, when they get healed, they don't feel anything at all. They just notice a few days later, wow, feeling great. But the other half we pray for, they feel something happening. He started squeezing my arm, and I thought, oh yes, God's healing him. And he began to shake, and it was so powerful that strength in his legs he was losing strength in his legs. And so I was holding him up because I don't want any guests in here to look her over the shoulder and go, uh-oh, this place is nuts, I'm out. So I'm holding him up, even though it's happened to hundreds and thousands of people. I'm holding him up. It's in the Bible, it's in church history. But I'm not that strong. And so as I was holding him up, I looked at my friend, and he just grabbed his back and laid him down. He's completely healed.